Welcome back to GDT Tech Reviews. In this video we are going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best camera for beginners, 2022. So let us get started and the review based on our studies and small research. If you have any personal suggestion, do let us know in the comment section. If you are for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for more videos. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. So let's get started. The G100 is a 20MP micro 4/3 mirrorless camera designed explicitly for vloggers and content creators. It features a tracking audio system that works in conjunction with the camera's face detection system and a flip-out screen that, by default, engages several easy-to-use modes. The most distinctive feature of the G100 is its directional audio modes. These offer a series of ways of using the camera's 3 built-in microphones, including technology licensed from Nokia's Ozo VR project. The microphones have a front, rear or surround pickup pattern, but also include a tracking mode that adjusts the mic response direction based on the camera's face detection system. The audio is adjusted to pick up audio from the direction of the recognized face, and to actively reduce the input from other directions, limiting background noise sources. In the camera's default auto mode, the camera will use tracking mode if there's a face present and surround mode if there isn't. The G100 doesn't include a physical image stabilization system, instead using an electronic EIS system in video mode that can work in sync with in-lens stabilization. This means lens only is when shooting stills, but with the option of 5-axis digital correction in 1080 mode and 4-axis stabilization when capturing 4K. Panasonic says the EIS system in the G100 uses the same sensors and algorithms as its physical systems, but selects the area of the sensor being used, rather than physically moving the sensor itself. This requires that the video gets cropped in. The G100 inherits a number of features from Panasonic's higher-end video cameras, including the 8-bit variant of the V-Log-L gamma curve, and the on-screen VU audio meters, to help with setting volume levels. The Canon EOS M50 Mark II is a puzzling one. It's a feature-rich camera by itself, but most of those specs are already available on the original EOS M50, with only a few added benefits to indicate it's an updated model. The M50 Mark II is identical to its predecessor, both internally and externally. What's new is all software-based and could be of great significance to up-and-coming content creators. There's the added benefit of eye detect autofocus for both stills and video, and the ability to shoot vertical videos for social media platforms. Another advantage the M50 Mark II offers over the older camera is a new video recording button available on the touchscreen, and a movie self-timer that gives you between 2 to 10 seconds to prepare yourself before the camera starts to record. If you happen to have over 1,000 YouTube subscribers, the M52 will also allow you to wirelessly live stream to YouTube. While its video prowess looks good on paper, the M52 suffers from the same heavy 1.5x crop for 4K video as its predecessor, and also uses a slower phase detect autofocus system that can be an issue if you're recording fast-moving subjects. Although the camera's IAF isn't as fast as, say, the Canon EOS R6, it is quite good for a camera that's been labeled as an entry-level model and works well for stills and 1080p video. It's a bit hit and miss while shooting in 4K. The Nikon D3500 is a 24-megapixel entry-level DSLR with an APS-C CMOS sensor that is cheaper, lighter, and has a longer battery life than the D3400 that it replaced. It was designed with the new photographer in mind and features a guide mode that will essentially teach you how to shoot in various situations. The D3500's guide mode puts it into an easy-to-use space in the market. This mode makes it easy to tell the camera what kind of scene you are trying to capture and essentially teaches you the basics of photography, such as shutter speed, aperture and exposure compensation along the way. This is a camera that a brand new photographer can pick up and start making decent pictures without a steep learning curve. Face detection AF only works in live view mode, where the rear screen is used to frame up your photo, instead of the viewfinder, and although it reacts quickly in sunny conditions, indoors it got laggy, seemed to have trouble keeping up. There is no touchscreen functionality on the 921K LCD screen, which can be a little frustrating if you're used to shooting mirrorless or with a phone. Another unfamiliar, but minor, annoyance could be that the optical viewfinder only covers 95% of the frame. It's pretty standard for an entry-level DSLR like this, but means it's hard to precisely judge what is and isn't in the edges of your photo. The Nikon Z50 is the first-generation Z-mount DX mirrorless camera with an APS-C sensor. Announced on October 10, 2019, together with two compact DX lenses specifically designed for the camera, the Nikon Z50 packs many attractive features, putting it above entry-level DSLRs like Nikon D3500 and D5600. With its price point of $860 MSRP, it competes head-to-head with other mirrorless options on the market such as the Sony A6400, Fuji X-T200, and Canon EOS M6 Mark II. I had a chance to test the Nikon Z50 with the two DX lenses during the past 3 months of traveling in the US and the Middle East, so this review reflects extensive shooting experience in the field. Sporting a 20.9 MP DX sensor, fast phase detection autofocus system, 11 fps continuous shooting speed, ability to record high-quality 4K video at up to 30 fps without any crop, full HD slow motion at up to 120 fps, and a compact, lightweight construction with great body build and ergonomics, the Nikon Z50 is certainly a serious camera to consider for new and existing Nikon shooters. The two Z-mount DX lenses launched with the camera, the Nikon Z-DX 16-50mm VR and the Nikon Z-DX 50-250mm VR are both attractive choices for those who want to keep their camera kit small and lightweight, but for those who want more lens options, there are plenty of excellent Z-mount full-frame lenses already available, as well as older Nikon F lenses, both DX and FX, using the FTZ adapter. While testing out the camera, I purposefully limited myself to only the two DX kit zoom lenses the camera came with, so that I can demonstrate their capabilities and see if they are sufficient for most day-to-day needs of photographers. Like rival Nikon, most of Canon's DSLRs are fitted with 24MP APS-C sensors, and the EOS Rebel SL3 is the latest recipient. This is believed to be the same sensor that starred in the previous Rebel SL2, and it also features a similar dual-pixel CMOS AF system built into it. This system uses pixels in the sensor to perform phase detect AF, which is the way DSLRs normally focus when you use the viewfinder. By having this on the sensor, it allows the Rebel SL3 to focus quickly when using live view or when capturing videos, something we'll be exploring in more depth later. The camera is fitted with the same F mount that has long served Canon's EOS DSLRs, and this accepts both FS and F lenses. Whichever type of optic you choose, the size of the camera's sensor means your lens is subject to a 1.6x crop factor. So, the FS 18-55mm f/4 to 5.6 is STM lens that's the default kit option with the camera provides an effective focal length of around 29-88mm. Lenses with their own image stabilizer, IS, systems are particularly desirable here, given the lack of an equivalent sensor-based system inside the camera itself. The camera can fire bursts of images at a 5 fps, which is unchanged from the Rebel SL2, despite the presence of the newer digic processing engine. This burst rate is fairly respectable for entry-level models, but is quite outdated compared to many mirrorless models. If you are somebody that likes to shoot action and/or moving subjects, it might not be the right model for you. Better news is that the digic engine does, however, support 4K video capture to 24p, although there are a number of restrictions. There are, for example, no other frame rates to choose from when capturing 4K footage. Videos are also subject to a crop factor, which means you lose a little of the wide-angle view of your lenses when you start recording, although this isn't an issue when recording full HD or standard HD videos. You also can't use the dual-pixel CMOS AF system, unless you're happy to knock resolution down to full HD. You can still use autofocus during 4K video recording, it just tends to be less fluid.